Unfortunately, too little, too late, but they're still trying to play spoiler. Game number 2, if Eager wins this one, they're gone to Sweden. Let's see if they can do it, folks.
Benji on his own, will they get the blue from the toggle here? A big time ultimate from Stealth Connects.
They've only gotten one so far. CycloneSpin finds a double. They're going to rush right in. Cyclone all the way to the back line. That's going to be a triple kill. He's going right for it. He's got the Quadra if he picks the right target. Quadra kill, looking for the big one, and it's going to be a penta.
P's and B's, pretty pleased. Team NV on the left-hand side, going to get that first pick. Let's wait and see.
And the question is the pick your poison, right?
DJ?
No, the Scylla and the Ryzen. It's just like
I thought you meant the Serqet or the Xbalanque.
Who cares? And it's Scylla. We could actually see the Ryzen banned out as well. Susano is available this week, and Envy could be looking to force Eager into banning it. We saw Envy actually forced into banning it there in the first position, and that's why there was the Scylla Ryzen left open, and they're going to take out both of Best's main gods. We could see him go back to Zeus. We saw that a lot earlier in the split, although it's kind of faded away.
So with the second ban,
I mean, they could just leave Susano open, honestly.
It will be the Susano.
Having none of it, though.
I think if it's Eager wins this game, they go to DreamHack. If the case is anything but that, Susano makes it through.
That's possible.
I think if it's
probably Divios would have played it too.
If it's any game except for this one right here, it goes through and just daring
honestly,
to play
no,
it.
it's honestly you should play against it in this situation. If you're guaranteed, you want the other team to pick Susano because this is going to be your best practice. You're still on the SPL stage. You're going to want to figure out how to play against it, and it's going to be better than honestly scrims in a lot of situations.
And Zapman and TheBest routinely going.
I like this
way back when Zeus was. Everybody had to first pick ban Zeus because he was so potent. Eager, back then Dignitas, was the only team that let him through, and they would just fight it because they wanted that practice against it. Zapman and Best like playing against that type of thing, so Susano's still going to be banned out as this is one of the most important games of the season for Eager, so they'll opt for the Sobek and Serqet.
The Zeus pick to me is mostly keeping it out of the hands. I think this is very targeted at anti-TheBest right now. So they're going to lock Zeus in. Also grabbing Anhur, which has been kind of a fan favorite of Zapman so far. We've actually even seen Eager willing to first pick that character a couple weeks ago. And they're going to close out with an Kuang. So the only thing that's a little bit worrying about the Kuang is kind of him and Zeus. A lot of times you will want a jungler that can help protect the Zeus. And if I'm Eager right now, you can ban out the most defensive supports possible and make it very hard for Stealth to stay alive.
Team Envy put 4 bans on the table in that first round of draft.
Yeah.
They have their bans in the ban column, and then they take Zeus away from Best and Anhur away from Zap, and opt for Kuang for their own jungle. So we'll see CycloneSpin obviously perform very well in the solo lane on Kuang. We'll see if it translates into the jungle.
Athena going to be banned away. I expect this to be just supports banned away by Eager. They already have their Sobek. Geb is a possibility, although we haven't really seen him in a while. They could look to ban out Khepri as well, since Envy do have a massive amount of damage. They really don't need, you know, maybe a Bacchus coming out from Envy. Honestly, Bacchus could be really good too.
Bacchus would be strong. Now, speaking of strong, Isis has a very strong early game, but not necessarily the god that we're used to seeing Best on.
I mean, he's played this god forever. Everyone's at this point. You gotta have an Isis, right? They're like, oh, you don't have an Agni. Okay, that's kind of
there
fine.
Are some teams that don't have an Isis.
Yeah, but they should. They should have an Isis.
Ravana will be the selection for Team Eager's solo lane, and Divios. I mean, we have called Divios a bully numerous times.
He's a bully, man. Have you seen how tall he is?
Ravana is
like
the
7'30".
That is.
If he ever starts working out, I would be so scared of Divios.
It's a little bit inaccurate. He's actually 8'30", Kevin.
Yeah, I was close.
He's going to be playing the Ravana, which allows him to just stay up in your face even more so.
And it is going to be Khepri. This is the support I think Envy wanted. With this lineup, they have the Kuang, obviously, who wants to dive in deep. And if he can't get his execute off, you will want that revive to keep him healthy, as well as Zeus, right? Very strong dive. Looking at Team Eager, they have Ravana and Serqet, who are just going to constantly, like, just bother Stealth all game. It's just, they're going to stick on Stealth, and it's going to be up to Envy to peel for him.
Last pick for Eager. It's going to be Zapman's choice, and it will be the Xbalanque, the Xbalanque.
The Xbox Live?
Yes, the Xbox Live, the Jungle Cat. There he is.
He was played in the jungle. Mr. QQ.
Proxy. Proxy QQ. In fact, when we were watching that Fnatic game, I thought we were going to see the jungle Xbalanque.
Please, no.
Not the case, though. This Xbalanque will wind up in the long lane next to a Sobek.
Say that now.
Very traditional, as the Anhur will wind up next to a Khepri as well. Team Envy versus Team Eager. This is it, folks. If Eager win this game, they're going to DreamHack. Put your Revlo in the chat, and we'll turn up.
There into the sash. This game was dead even less than 5 minutes ago, and now it's 2 Phoenixes and a triple root from TheBest. Crush coming through, and that's going to be another kill. Zapman's another triple as well. He will ricochet for a double kill.
There's Eonic on the Beetle. You know, we were talking before, Anatoly and I honestly forget if it was on air or off air, but we were talking about Jigs, and just I'm always so impressed with Jigs' ability on the Khepri, and then we started talking about that build that we've dubbed the Jigs. But Jigs and Eonic have been so almost playing in tandem.
They're the same person.
And now they're on different teams, and that's very interesting because their playstyle is so similar.
They are very defensive supports. That's why you see Eonic has kind of transitioned off of that a little bit. You've seen him be more aggressive, and that could be, you know, due to the style of his team, or
I think
the
that's
fact
because he likes Sobek.
or but Jigs like Sobek too, to be fair, or the fact that he you know, became jungle a little bit, and it's just they're more focused. These players are more focused on keeping their team alive than necessarily setting up for their team to get kills, and a lot of engagement. And you'll see that, and that's why they really love gods like Khepri, like Geb.
And on the other side of that, that's why they really can play gods like Zeus, like Kuang. These gods want to go Kuang at least wants to go very deep. MLC Stealth just going to wind up being really deep while he's surrounded by members of Eager, and Eonic's job is to just sort of sit on the outside. Now, Kiki on the Sun Wukong, that's a little bit different. He wants to get a little bit more involved.
And he's probably just going to be looking to bully Zapman in the back line as much as he can here. But this solo lane matchup could be interesting because both of these gods were actually kind of pioneered in Season 3 by Divios.
There's the curse already on Eonic, forcing out the sprint. Zapman's going to get aggressive, but so is Dust, throwing Aror into the fence. And a couple more basics will secure the death, but missing, unfortunately, for Dust. And he's going to drop the first blood safely under his tower.
That was Dust's time to shine here. Rotation coming up from CycloneSpin. You can see Aror very low. Zapman going to get slowed as well, and Cyclone doesn't have his water illusion, so can't chase too deep.
The level 2 gank from the jungle. That's a first.
And that's going to put pressure onto Stealth as well. You can see he's going to be forced to sit under his tower, but he is going to be solo getting waves, which means he will likely hit 5 before TheBest. And that means CycloneSpin could be behind in farm as well.
Yeah, a lot of ripple effects from that one simple gank that just didn't pay off. A lot of aggression from Eager. Honestly, it looked like it was toast. From where I was sitting, seeing CycloneSpin take that aggression.
If he's level 3, he gets the kill.
Exactly.
For sure, 100%.
Rough stuff for Envy. Not too terrible, though. Everything all even. And we'll see this stopgap in the mid for sure.
You can actually see Eager ping out. It looked like they wanted to get aggressive on the duel, but instead they're going to fall back and take their back harpies, making sure to keep up in that farm. And Kiki going to be pressured under his own tower already.
You know, we always talk about the mental state of players, and I'm a little surprised, not completely surprised, but I'm impressed with Dust specifically. Just stepping up and just ready to fight. Because that's exactly what you do in that scenario.
My biggest thing about Dust is he's not playing scared. And you see that and this could be just because the situation he's put into. He's not expected to just come out and be this all-star or make Envy good again, make Envy great again, right? That's not Dust. He's just like, hey, man, just finish out the split with us, and we'll just see what happens. You're our sub. You're a good enough player individually to be on this team, so we'll see how it goes. And he's not playing scared because you look at some of the players, right? Jiffy played scared on Fnatic. Mast was playing very scared when he was on this Envy roster, and we heard Omega talking about this as well. Dust is not scared. He's jumping onto Aror. He's jumping onto Zapman. He's fearless in these fights, and that's what you need because when you play scared, you play to lose.
Exactly. You know, when the confrontation is coming, it's not always hit the brakes. Sometimes you got to speed up, and that aggression will actually wind up allowing you to be safer than if you actually slowed it down. So Dust doing all the right things. About 4-4, even with Zapman.
And DjBest hitting 6 respectively. CycloneSpin, he is a little bit behind in farm. However, he has his ultimate, so he's fine. Left-hand side, actually the invade coming up from Eager.
Huge invade.
They watched Envy walk over to the right-hand side of the map, so they took that time and just immediately went to red.
Aurora going to show up, but Best will throw out the Spirit Ball, splitting up the Hunter and mid laner. There's the Impale, but it's chased out by the Flip. And the Khepri ult going to be on Zapman, or Dust rather, excuse me, as he's going to find an exit on the backside. Different story for everybody else on Eonic, as Best takes out the support.
1-for-1 right now. Aror, though, does find CycloneSpin and just a very sloppy fight there. You could see Dust trying to make a play. He had the Khepri, so he stepped forward, trying to pick someone off. He knew he had the revive if he got into an awkward spot. Unfortunately for him, though, he wasn't able to get off all the damage he wanted. Immediately flipped back by Aror, and then everything just kind of collapsed from both teams.
Eonic was able to find the dot damage onto djpernicus, though, getting the kill after he died. Always funny to see the martyrdom kill.
Hey, man. Just let the bug live. Let the bug do his stuff.
Just rolling the sun on top of the target.
And, I mean, that first kill going over to Eonic, not the best. Obviously, you want that on kind of a carry. You were able to respond. However, Eager got the 500 gold from First Blood. And then your return kill is on your Khepri, who really doesn't benefit from items, right? He's going to be able to stay alive, but typically your Khepri's not being super aggro anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. You speak to the supports, I'm sure they're happy with that Khepri with First
Oh,
Blood.
yeah, every support's like, give it to me. But a lot of the times you're looking more at that for the Talaria boots, right?
Exactly.
Because supports, if they get that first kill, they can get the Talaria, they can rotate more. Instead, Eonic going to be going for the Wingblade.
Well, so the rush into the Wingblade, right? This is what we usually see from him. Getting that, if you want to amplify that with First Blood or at least the early kill, you'll have some extra health, allowing him to be a little bit more aggressive, doing what Auror's doing right here, just finding Kiki in the jungle and just going for that pluck willy-nilly.
A little bit of DR there, allowing Kiki to get away. DJ in a little bit of trouble, surrounded by 4. He's going to be plucked out and picked up by KikiSoCheeky.
A lot of players from Envy going to combine for that one, and now
Aror.
Aurora by his lonesome.
He really wanted Kiki. You could see
chasing
it deep. He's going to rotate back over to the soul lane, though. And you can see, actually, in the mid lane, just Best pushing forward into the tower.
There's aggression onto CycloneSpin as well. And this is trouble, actually, for Aurora. The turnaround, Kiki's not going to find the stun as Aurora jumps into the water. And jumping on top of the Kiki is Divios. Kill going the way of Eager solo lane. Divios by himself.
Kiki, I believe, was out of mana there. Wasn't able to get Somersault Cloud off using his last mana to try and do some damage. Very unfortunate for him. Best over the wall. I don't think he connected. I think he was trying to stop Cyclone, but he makes it back to base in time. And Eager right now find themselves up about 2,000. Envy hanging in, though, showing that they can fight in these engagements.
How many times a week do you mention that Zeus just has to be stuck under his tower?
I actually thought about it today. I was like, I say this every time we watch Zeus.
But it's
I'm
so
not gonna say it today.
Well, I'm gonna say it for you because MLC's in the middle by himself. Nobody's there, and he still has to sit on his tower because he knows there's 30 people in the jungle.
Like, even if your team's winning, you'll see the Zeus is behind in farm because it's so dangerous for them to poke out. Isis has options, right? She has stuns, she has silences, and she has a single ability that will clear away very fast.
There's the long-range stun onto Eonic. He's going to take some poke for it. Aurora's able to dash out, slowed thanks to Dust Pillar, but still finds an exit.
And Eager just going to back up there. They got what they came for, stole away the red buff. No one picks it up, but it doesn't matter to them. Solo laners, they're just battling it out for now. Kiki found himself about 600 gold behind now because of that kill Divios was able to put on him.
Eager now leading just a little bit. Very early on in this one, 7 minutes in. Everything as far as the kills, basically even, 2-3. Eager with a slight lead. And the gold, 19-22. Eager with a slight lead, but that lead matters a little bit more this early on.
I just want Dust to solo Zap. That's all I'm here for.
Good luck.
That's all I'm here for, man. I believe it. He almost did it. He tried for the tower dive, and then Zapman's like, no, you're going to be impaled to the wall. Then Eonic rotates in, and he managed to get out, but it got a little bit dangerous for him.
Dust,
come on, Dust, do it.
He's certainly on the
Do
character
it,
right
Dust.
now. On the Anhur, that's the character that you 1v1 people.
I mean, he was down a level there, but I mean, they were still the same build there. Zapman's going to back off, finish off the Ninja Tabi. Dust's going to be backing as well, working on boots, trying to finish them off. Wants to stay even with Zapman as well as he can. And it's going to be the power boots. So a slight power spike here for Dust if he wants to take a fight with Zap.
Worth noting that Dust used to play the solo lane, particularly when he was playing on the console world. So the transition over to the Hunter. That's why I think you see that willingness to go for the duels. Just always looking for the 1v1s.
Do it, Dust. Just do it. That's all I want to see. Kiki forced to ult as Eager rotating into his jungle there. He's going to jump back to his speed buff. And right now, Divios, he was already bullying Kiki when they were dead even. And now with this 600 gold advantage, he is just putting all the pressure on Kiki. Forced to ult in his own jungle as the rotations come as well.
Divios going to pick up the elementals as well. Not going to find the root on the monkey, but the slow is good. Couple of basics as well. Divios now focusing on the wave, and a strong kick avoids the knockup. Well played.
Pressure coming up from EnVy in the mid, but Eager just going to back up right now, and I think, Eager do have the ISIS. I would like to see them go for a potential early Gold Fury. They have a little bit better secure. It's worrying, though. Against the Lightning Storm, you need to make sure you pick off Stealth if possible, or the Khepri, so he can't revive Stealth if he goes to contest.
Yeah, the Zeus is always so frightening to go into an objective head-on. Look at Kiki, going to be jumped by djpernicus. Still doesn't know DJ's here. I think he just caught it out now, and now the rotation from EnVy, 3 players on 3 players. And the pick's going to miss. Aror not able to find the pluck, and there's a Xbalanque ultimate, turning out the lights for EnVy. MLC gets stunned, and he'll take a lot of poke from Best, but the turnaround from CycloneSpin a little bit stronger, and Aror pops into the ultimate to chase EnVy under their tower.
Aror missing the pluck there, but everyone on EnVy was grouped, so we got the 4-man knockaway, and it was very hard for Eager EnVy to try and counter-engage off that. They are going to find Divios, though, who should fall.
And he will. MLC gets credit for that one, despite the fact that the Kuang goes in the air.
It's good.
And Auror's going to fall. CycloneSpin finally gets that one. However, djpernicus in some trouble now as well. Taunt strong, Deathbane strong, but all the tools are gone. And that's going to be one dead Serqet. MLC gets another kill.
DJ there trying to fight his way back in with a 1v1. Just electing to concede to his death. And I think he kind of knew he was dead anyway. Even if he Deathbane's out, it's very hard for him or unlikely that he wins there. That could have been a kill. That could have been a solo kill if Dust connects that.
Dust doing very well in this lane. Now, the Anhur are going to be a little bit stronger than the
Xbalanque.
0-kill Xbalanque here this early.
It's twofold, right? First off, there's the passive from Dust where he's going to have that bonus penetration. He's also gone into the Warrior Tabe, which means he has 40% more power. His auto attacks are going to be hitting harder. His abilities are going to be hitting harder. And Zapman, while these Ninja Tabe are better DPS, they're not better DPS until you have other items to back them up.
Right, or a couple of kills on the Xbalanque.
Yes.
Now, Zapman has a little bit more gold than Dust, but we would just repeatedly see the Anhur on the enemy tower. Gold Fury going to go be aggressed on halfway down already for the boys on Eager.
Should be free.
This is rough. There's the ultimate, and Team Eager get it, but now EnVy trying to invade, and there's the ultimate out of Zeus. Aror going to take a spill here, but one more time. We saw it in game number 1, Kevin. You trade your support for the Gold Fury. Any team will take that anytime.
The question is here, can EnVy get anything off it? The red buff is not spawning. The team's actually looking for the tier 1. Zapman barely juking out the pluck from Khepri here, and now EnVy, they're all going to be grouping up. And you can see the pings coming out. They're worried about Divios rotating in behind them here. Their wave is pushing forward, but their speed buff's actually getting stolen away. This is just an overall win for Eager.
Yeah, EnVy, they wanted to make this push, had to wait a little bit too long for the minions. And now that they're here, Zapman avoids the root just barely, but TheBest is just able to clear this wave a little bit too proficiently to allow EnVy to really walk on the tower.
And Eager continuing their lead rotation coming in from Divios. Eonic going to be in a little bit of trouble, forced to ult himself as Divios chases him under tower, and the rest of Eager all grouped up in the mid lane, actually taking a good amount of poke, and Cyclone is going to find an execute onto Divios. EnVy looking to surge forward here. The question is, does CycloneSpin want to do so? And he's going to concede, rotate over to the right-hand side, and get those heartbeats. Speed buff is up if EnVy want to invade.
Yeah, 1 kill should be enough for EnVy. They've gotten it, and they're going to walk away with it. Still trailing by a little bit, but this is exactly the scenario you want EnVy to be in. If you're an EnVy fan, as they pick up the 2nd kill very quickly, and with a little bit of space.
DJ no vision on there, or didn't know that Stealth was waiting around the corner. He ults on top, and it's just a quick 3 stacks for Stealth, able to get the detonate off EnVy. They are behind in gold by about 2,000, but still, they're leading in kills, so they're winning most of these fights.
Like I said, this is exactly the scenario you want EnVy to be in if you're rooting for them. They're 5 kills up, and they're looking to take this momentum. You know, you can't really quantify it, but they've gotten the last couple of engagements. They find 2 picks. They find harpies off of that, which isn't the largest objective, but it's a little bit of something. And that lead is just slowly getting chipped away. So now EnVy going to rotate over to the solo lane and see what they can get.
It once again comes down to objective calling and farming right now for EnVy. Even in game 1, right, when they had the first 3 kills on the board, when they were invading all the red buffs that Eager had, they were still ahead in gold, but only by a minuscule amount.
Right.
And when you get that first, like, look at this, right? Eager got the first Gold Fury. They've been invaded a couple times, and they're losing in kills 8-3, yet they still have nearly a 3K gold lead.
Just superior farming. They're looking to farm some players. Aurora going to dash away, and he'll be fine.
Divios caught. He's going to Mystic Rush, though. Doesn't want to risk getting picked off once again. Here, left-hand side, you can see Eager putting pressure. And this was a 5-man rotation from Envy, and they're going to find nothing off of it right now. You can see the team looking to group up in the mid, but they're waffling once again.
And the tower over the left-hand side being aggressed on by Zapman. The Divios being aggressed on the right-hand side by the Everyone. CycloneSpin gets the execute and puts a 9 on the board for Envy. But that's a quick 500 gold going the way of Eager as Zapman finishes off the tower.
And you can see djpernicus waiting in the mid. There's actually a 2. This is very interesting right now that Envy's 2 carries are alone in the mid, and Stealth gonna force to purification there. He should die. He
will. There's the push forward. The Sanctuary activated, but the taunt's still available. The best is gonna get credit for killing MLC Stealth, and everybody walks right out of the thunderstorm.
Eager do lose their tower on the right-hand side there, but I mean, Envy, they just had Dust sitting there in the mid. He's going to get plucked as well, in a little bit of trouble. The knock-up is going to confirm the kill. Aror comes up with the second one, and this is just falling apart for Envy, right? Their two carries are pushing the mid lane with no one on the map, while their solo lane, jungle, and support are 3-man pushing a right tower.
I like that showing from Eager right there. They get the kill that they planned for, right? You can see DJ just lurking in the jungle, pulling the old Lazarus play,
he was
just
waiting.
being invisible, waiting. And then Dust is just the crime of opportunity. He just sort of shows up and just all of a sudden, you heard him try to jump 2 times, interrupted both. Like, just terrible situation for Dust to be in. Eager still pushing it here in the mid lane. Kiki's going to get knocked up, and Aurora will get rooted out, but no big deal. The aggression's still coming out, but there's not a lot of damage coming out from the guys on Eager, so they can't confirm the tower. It stays alive with a hair of HP.
Oh, sprint popped from Envy, and DJ is actually going to blink in behind the team, and that will dissuade them from aggressing further. You can see Eonic getting poked out there. He was the only one pushed up. The rest of the team was distracted by the Serqet there, so a slight win for Eager, but now the meditation has popped at Envy. They should be able to siege this.
Yeah, Dust is going to come and join the squad as well, so a lot of damage as far as the tower is concerned, and Eager's going to be pushed underneath their tier 1. Divios from the backside.
We've seen this before.
He's coming up, the ping's out as he walks over the ward. Everybody knows Divios is here, and now he's all alone.
Well, he's alone in his own jungle. Quickly runs away. Here comes the speed buff invade. Gold Fury is going to be spawning actually right now, and Eager are going to give up their buffs to go for the Gold Fury.
You saw the Sobek dash. You saw the Deathbane dash. Eager just hit the gas quite literally, and this one's going to fall down. Free Gold Fury going the way of Eager. Envy show up too little, too late. CycloneSpin going to look for a pick.
Envy really need to find some kills here. Otherwise, it's just going to be very hard for them to get back into this game. You can see Eager going to be able to successfully back into their tower. djpernicus caught off by himself. Level 12 here under this tower. KikiSoCheeky going aggressive, but Zapman pushes him back here, and that's actually a good amount of poke onto Envy's players.
Eonic tanked that tower for a long time as well. Zapman gets isolated, but the damage is being dealt the other way. Zeus drops the ult. So Envy, they might pick up this tier 1 tower, but they're not able to do much after. And Eager's going to look for the aggression. Psych's in trouble, as you said. There's the flip onto Kiki, and he's going to be saved by the Khepri ult. Eonic from downtown saves the life of the solo.
Aror is going to be chasing here. I don't think he's going to be able to close the gap, but is looking for Stealth. Stealth right now does have both relics up, and Aror is just doing his best to bait. He knows the relics are up. Instead, just put out as much poke damage as he can. And in the meantime, this is actually a 4v5. CycloneSpin able to pick up djpernicus in the back line, but Divios is getting a tier 2 on the right.
And in trouble is Zapman. Ultimate still available. CycloneSpin finds the double kill. He's low.
No, he's not going back.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see it.
He's going to go to his buff. Very important kills. If CycloneSpin doesn't find those, Eager likely going to keep sieging and potentially pushing a tier 2. Divios able to split push. He didn't have his TP up, and you could see the call from Eager was to just let Divios do as he wants. Envy, though, getting very sloppy there. That should have been something that they were able to siege successfully, that tier 1 on the left-hand side. You could see them in between the tier 1 and the tier 2 trying to find kills. Obviously, they weren't able to chain CC, but then the team's like, all right, let's give it up. Let's back up. And then what happens is CycloneSpin's just sitting there by himself, and then the silence comes out, so he can't water illusion away like his original intent was. Envy going for a Fire Giant.
Yeah, this is an early call, and you see Eager. They're still present.
They got to call it
around. TheBest does have the ultimate available, but Zeus doesn't, so that'll be trouble if they keep on the Fire Giant. And you can see the leash right there. CycloneSpin going to get in trouble. DJ pops the ultimate on him. Deathbane's going to be there as well. Won't be enough to take out Kuang, but the Zeus ultimate has been burned, and that's an important factor.
And Envy still going to be able to pressure Eager off of the Fire Giant here. They tried to sneak it away, which when you're this far behind, I mean 6K, you do sometimes want to make these risky calls there, and they're still able to win the fight successfully. Pressure Eager away and back to Fountain. djpernicus, very greedy there, almost did fall. You could actually see he actually ulted CycloneSpin and then debated for half a second and then goes aggressive into the middle of Envy because CycloneSpin grouped up with his team. He really wanted to get that poison off.
And you know, to be fair to Pernicus, that's how he's been playing this entire set. That's kind of what you do with Serqet. That time around, it just wasn't as successful as we've seen it.
Looking at these builds, TheBest picking up Genji's guard on Isis, so he's very worried about that burst damage from CycloneSpin. Also, a little bit of CDR. This is an interesting build.
Yeah, I love the Genji's pickup here because you see this a lot in the solo lane when they're up against a magical solo laner and then a magical jungler. This is basically the same idea. Everybody aggressing onto TheBest for the majority of that early to mid game is going to be magical base, right? Even the support that shows up, your trio, your jungle, and your mid, and your support, it's all magic. So you're buying the Genji's garb. The dust rotation and the Kiki rotation, they're going to happen, but less frequently. So you pick up the Genji's garb to deal with the most prominent force of damage.
He just wants to make sure he doesn't get put in that 30% execute range,
Exactly.
right? And Zeus is going to get off a lot of damage into team fights. You can see currently MLC Stealth sitting atop the charts right there, along with CycloneSpin. 21,000 magical damage coming out from them.
He's got the book. He's got the book of Burst.
The Book of Burst.
The Soul Reaver. That's the original Book of Burst.
See, Drybear comes up with much better names.
No. See, you've
Blood
got
Shuriken of Doom, Green Backpack of Excellence, and you come up with the Book of Burst.
Yeah, you don't like the Book of Burst? Dust is in trouble. Sanctuary. See ya later.
I mean, that's one way to say it. I would say he's dead.
Well, he's dead now.
CycloneSpin.
Gonna blink on in, looking for something of his own. Can't find it.
And you could see Tier 1 in mid is conceded by Eager. They were trying to force it, but instead they're going to focus on this Tier 2. CycloneSpin flung back into the team, trying to get his water illusion off, and there's the Khepri ult. Really well timed coming out from Eonic.
You see, the Soul Reaver is the Book of Burst. And then you've got the item on Kuang, the Book of Burst 2, Polynomicon Edition. That's the upgraded one. All the same information, different graphics, cost $200. You ever been to college?
Did you just say, like, do you read books? Because most of the time you're not, like, talking about the upgraded graphics when you go from book 1 to book 2.
College textbooks are a different beast. There's the aggression in the mid lane coming out from Eager. They're pushing down mid as well. They're sitting pretty, up almost 10,000 gold, Kevin. And one more time, just to frame this game in the most dire circumstances possible, if Eager win this game,
they're going to DreamHack.
Going to Dream.
And they're looking really good to close out right now. We saw the graphs, just 9K in the lead for them. They're still down in kills. They're going to be forcing this Gold Fury, and no one from Envy is even close to respond. They may not even know this is going on. They probably have a guess, and you can actually see CycloneSpin rotating in. He is going to walk over a ward, but the team just backs off. They know what's happening. They know they're not in a position, and they're only risking walking into more deaths right now. 10,300 gold in the lead, and Eager, I mean, it is looking very good for them to close out.
I mean, these guys have looked so strong all season, and I'm very excited to see something different come out. It's not game-changing, it's not super different, but best on a non-hyper burst carry mage is interesting, because I feel like the most success that we see out of Eager is Zeus, Raijin, Scylla.
Yeah, and I mean, Best, even looking back to when he was playing in Season 0, he loves Habois.
Yep.
I mean, it was all about, I want to do a lot of damage. That's Best's playstyle, is give me kills. I'm the best. Literally, his Twitch name was The Best on Smite. I don't know. It still is. It's The Best on Smite, and it's just, I mean, he's been proving it this season. I think this is the best I've ever seen Best. God, why did I just say that? This is the highest level of play I've seen come out from Best here. And MLC Stealth going to be caught out and body blocked by Aror, who's going to pluck him back into the team. Great revive once again by Eonic, but forcing out that ult.
Yeah, again, Eonic just always on the mark with these defensive ultimates, and I have to agree with you. I have generally regarded Best as lower than most people do historically in his Season 1, Season 2 performance, but here, I think he's earned his namesake, Kevin. I think that we've seen, this is the best performance that we've, not this game, but this season has been his best performance in his Smite career.
For sure, and Eonic going to be plucked out. No ult this time, and the body blocks are good. Best Gonna find himself another kill. djpernicus isolating out Dust, who's gonna jump away, but he's got poison on him. That was actually very dangerous. He almost jumped into his team and spread the Serqet poison. I'm pretty sure Kiki at least was in range.
Just that instinct of jump away, jump away.
Yeah.
Not going to work out this time around. Damage still being led by 2 members of Envy. MLC and now Kuang have been a huge part of this game.
The kills are too, right? Eager only had 5 kills shortly, and the most recent 3 have all just been individual picks, like 4-on-1, find someone in the jungle. It hasn't been these massive team fights that Envy have been traditionally winning most of the game, but now just multiple items behind, it becomes much harder. Eager going to have Fire Giant as well. Kiki, bird forming away. No ultimate available, and if he could CC'd, he could fall.
Aror looking for
he's trying to juke, and I think he actually had the range onto Aror there, but jukes himself into death.
Another kill going the way of Eager.
Another one.
Another one.
CycloneSpin doing his Bastet impression from game 1, trying to find a tier 2 tower here, and the teleports come through. He's going to be aggressed on by Divios, and Zapman waiting for him around the corner.
And there's the basic attack. Zapman gets 1 stack on his passive, an extra 5 power for the Xbalanque jungle cat. And Aror going to take a tower shot as Eager pokes down the tower, but is answered back by Envy.
Eager has been absolutely incredible. Just their story this season, right? Zapman has missed Worlds now twice, and it's, you know, the joke is, you know, Zapman went to Worlds, blah, 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 all that fun stuff. But, I mean, he is a very good player. He has been one of the best hunters in the world. I think this is also, just like Best, the highest level we've seen from him ever, right? Outside of Season 0 when he was on Dignitas and they were dominating everyone.
See, I'm taking it a step further. I think Season 0, you had this hyper-aggressive Zapman that was always willing to win these 1v1s. Season 1 and Season 2, we kind of saw like a drop-down as Dignitas sort of faded away. Season 3, here for Eager, not only, he still has that hyper-aggression, he's looking for that pedal to the metal, but he's adopted this sort of discipline. And you can speak to him about it on stream, and he'll respond in kind, telling you that he's learned different areas. He's learned how to like improve as a player and improve as a person, and I think that him coming together has helped Eager find success.
And I mean, Zapman's a leader, and that was the big thing about this team too, coming into this season. Coming into this split, it's like you have some of the biggest egos in the Smite scene. Zapman, djpernicus, Aror is, I wouldn't say at their level, but he's not someone who just sits down and takes things. There are players who like
he's just chunking around.
He's just like, if he doesn't agree with what you're saying, he's going to get into an argument with it. Him and Zap actually roomed together at SWC, and they were arguing the first day in the lobby, just talking about themselves because they were both on Eager together early in the summer of 2015.
And you know, you say ego, and I'm not going to take that away from you, but I see passion. I see these guys.
It's both.
Exactly. And I see these guys that are totally said it best. He said, you know, these guys are really motivated to win, and then he realized how silly that sounded, but he stuck to it because Eager, I feel like, are a team that's more. They are. These guys just, it's win or go home in every game.
The thing is, there's a lot of people who say they're motivated to win.
Of course.
There are. Because
you have to be.
They want to win.
You're not competitive.
They do want to win. But true motivation to win is chaos, right? This kid, we've heard him talk about it. He watches demos for 3 hours in Challenger Cup. There's a lot of people who want to win. There's not a lot of people who have that motivation, that drive to make them one of the best in the world. And DreamHack is looking good for Eager here. Xbalanque ult popped, and Phoenixes are being sieged.
Yeah, the middle Phoenix already down, left one as well, and you can see this is the Eager Talon Claw. They group up as a whole, send one to a different lane and another to a separate lane. You've got DJ in mid, Divios in right, the rest of the squad on the left. 3 players are going to take out Envy on the left-hand side. Nobody's answering DJ or Divios. All 3 Phoenixes are toasted. They're down. Eager now looking to make a push into the team fight.
Envy here. All 5 members alive, but no Phoenixes to their name.
Wow.
Kiki's going to get picked off. And honestly, I don't think Eager are even looking to play safe. They want to go to DreamHack. They're 5-man grouped here. The Firewaves have not started pushing in yet, and they will give full respect to Envy. The RIP emote is out from stealth here. They're not going to F6, but I think they're feeling the defeat.
Titans under attack now.
Eager moves
8,000
in.
health or less. All members of Eager piling on in. MLC Stealth and Dust doing what they can. Auror's going to knock players away. Half HP for the Titan. Ladies and gentlemen, Eager are going to DreamHack.
The dream is alive, and I definitely think we have the 3 best teams in North America heading.
Yes.
These are the teams that, I mean, you look at it, right? Because they've all traded games off each other. Eager's actually 4-0'd Soar. Soar, who has looked so good Enemy splitting with Soar as well, and then Enemy having the better over Eager. It's just incredible right now.
That's what I was going to bring up. The fact that Enemy, they trounced Eager, and then Eager turned around and they beat out just what you earlier in the season, you were calling it the Pentagon of Power.
The Pentagon of Power.
You got the Triangle of Trouble now. Just these three teams coming out on a tear. Love to see these guys. All three teams have confirmed in North America. You've got Enemy, you've got Soar, and you've got Eager. These are the guys you're going to see over in Sweden in DreamHack. We leave on the 14th, and we'll see you there.
Something important to note, looking at the bottom, Envy and Randozos are guaranteed for relegations. For those who don't know, every weekend we are broadcasting Challenger Cup. So the final two, or the top two teams coming out of there, will have their shot at the SPL as we move into the summer. And Envy right now are not looking too good.
Well, actually, so I'll challenge you a little bit there. I think that this roster, whether or not Envy is going to keep it, is a different story. But going forward into relegations, I think if we look last week and the week before, I'm sitting here saying, I don't know if they win relegations, but with this lineup, the way that they were able to dance with Eager, I'm a little happier if I'm an Envy fan sitting at home. But as I said, they'll be going up against some of the Challenger Cup squads who Zapman said that Eager's been scrimming those guys.
Putting a lot of respect on those teams.
There's a lot of talent down there.
And I mean, we've seen the talent for a while, and I think people are really driven because they know you need to be in fall split. If you do not qualify for fall split, you can't make worlds. There's no wild cards like there was in season 1. But let's take a look at some of the plays coming out of the best this game. Once again, I think this has been his best season to date so far.
Yeah.
I view him as one of, if not the best mid laner in North America.
For me as a whole, talking about Eager, general, macro, zoomed out, gigantic, it's all about the discipline and the maturity from these players. Both Best and Zapman have taken their original gameplay style, hyper aggressive, always looking for the poke, and they refined it. They're a little bit more careful, and all of their aggression is calculated now instead of reckless, and they translate that into wins.
And I really like the playstyle coming out. The stark differences we saw in just this set alone, right? Going from the Raijin, which has been stealth and Eager's bread and butter, this high burst mage looking at the Zeuses and the Scyllas as well. Instead, he goes into Isis, which is very dominant early. However, the damage and the burst kind of falls off a little bit. And even goes into more of a supportive build, more of a tanky build to counteract, and he's willing to just rely on his team and simply look for the setups for the rest of his squad.
Exactly. Understanding that everybody's there to pull their own weight. And DJ has certainly in the latter half of the season done very well. Starting off in the season, a lot of eyes were on DJ as they were looking at Pernicus saying, hey, he's not pulling his weight, he's doing this, that, and a third, maybe he's distracted outside of the game. DJ quickly shut all of that down, saying, no, I'm not underperforming because of X, Y, or Z. I'm just dropping the ball. My bad, I'll pick it up. And he did exactly that.
I think we saw the first 4 games, or the first 6 games from DJ were very lackluster, and then it just seemed to be like a switch. I think they played Soar as well, and everyone's like, well, Soar's looking pretty good. Eager, we thought they were going to be good, but stuff's not working right now. And ever since then, I mean, DJ has been integral into Eager's kind of play style.
It's been a pleasure and a treat to watch these guys. Again, Zapman pretty much performing from minute 1, but watching the team sort of form around him, watching all the players just come together and combine. A lot of people sat here, myself included, saying, all right, this team is either going to be really good
or they're just going to collapse internally. Like, it's just fights all over. That actually ended up being Envy.
Yeah, not the case for Eager. However, these guys wound up doing so fantastically that they're going to move on to DreamHack. And to celebrate that, we've got the captain and the hunter, the storied It's Zapman. Congratulations on your trip to DreamHack, man. Congratulations on your victories. You've earned it. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. It's been a long season, and for us to be able to finish it by going to DreamHack is a dream come true.
Talk to me about the journey, you guys. I don't know if you were listening to the commentary, but Kevin and I have seen you guys improve individually across multiple years, and now as a unit in Season 3, your team has improved individually and as a unit. Talk to me a little bit about that road trip.
Yeah, I mean, after Season 2, I had to start fresh with a brand new roster, and I knew the COG guys, they were really good, but they were missing a little bit of something. And when Pern, Aror, and Best wanted to join up, it was perfect. And then we grabbed Divios for the solo lane side, who can hold his own. I thought we had a really good team that could go places. I wasn't sure if it was going to be this season. And then when we started 2 and 4, it was kind of like, dang, I'm gonna have to wait for next split, I guess. And then we had matches against Soar and Enemy, and we managed to 4-0 that week. And when we 4-0'd that week, it was really the big change that we needed. It gave us the confidence that we needed to really go on that win streak to put us in contention for DreamHack.
Talk to me a little bit, because I mean, we've all you've heard this before, but big egos, big personalities, a lot of passion on your team. At SWC, you actually roomed with Aror. Did that have any benefit, right? Because you were teamed with Aror on Eager back in the summer split of season 2, although things kind of fell apart. Aror specifically talking about differences of opinions. How did you remedy that?
Yeah, I mean, me and Aror, we had our differences in season 2. He actually left the team, and then rooming with him, we really just got to talking, and he explained to me his issues, and I actually agreed with his position. And then after that, we were discussing season 3, and we both wanted the same things. We wanted to win. We wanted to do whatever it took to win. And from then on, when it came to me putting my new roster together, Aror was definitely on top of my list.
I've got a question for you personally, Steve. You were on top of the North American scene when Smite first started, and it's been a long time since you've been there. Now you're coming back not only as a captain of a team one more time, but as an organization owner. You're going to DreamHack now, and a lot of people didn't think you had a shot in hell to do so. What does it mean for you personally to be here in this position, both as a player and a new org owner?
It's great. I mean, I've been shy of going to international tournaments or big tournament lands ever since the launch tournament. I missed Worlds 1, Worlds 2, Spring, the Spring LAN that had international, had European guys flying to Atlanta, and it's been a rough year and a half for me. But I finally got a team who everyone wants to put in the work, everyone wants to work hard, and it's finally paying off, and hopefully we can do well at DreamHack and in the fall split make it to Worlds.
Let's final question for me. Let's talk a little bit about DreamHack. What are your expectations going? And obviously, I don't expect if things don't go your way, you're going to split up. But how confident are you heading into this tournament?
We're actually pretty confident. We have a lot of strategies that we haven't used that we've been working at Theory Crafting for DreamHack. We didn't really want to show too much against Envy, and but we wanted to maybe try out the Hades and maybe some other things before we go to DreamHack. But I'm feeling pretty confident. I think all the NA teams are relatively close, and I think against Europe, it should just every match should not be a stomp. Every match should be a really good and interesting match, and I look forward to the competition.
Awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see you over there in Sweden. I will request that you bring me some sort of pizza from New York. I miss it. Bring it on the plane. Any shout-outs we have before we let you go, man?
Yeah, I got to do big shout-outs to the fans. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Big shout-out to all the guys working behind the scenes for the Eager brand, ATR, Havoc, and also big shout-outs to our coach. We never once shout-outed our coach. And we always forget. We always tell him, hey, we're going to shout you out, but we always forget. But his name is Ballistener. He's European. He does all the math for our builds and all that kind of stuff. He's always a mediator whenever we get into arguments, and he's always there for every scrim, even though it's in the middle of the night for him. So big shout-outs to Ballistener, and shout-outs to you guys, and can't wait to see you guys at DreamHack.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man. Thanks a lot. One more time, that's the captain, the owner of Eager, and the player. That's Zapman. He has confirmed his trip to DreamHack. So Ballistener, he's the coach for Eager. He was the coach for COG last year. He's been coaching associated with DJ for a long. I didn't know this dude existed because he's always been kind of quiet. He came into my chat during first period. And he was like, hey, man, I'm the coach for Eager. I think you're wrong on that. And I was like, who are you? No, you're not. Ban. I banned him. I thought he was faking it. And then DJ just sent me hey, Ballistener's our coach. I was like, not bad.
I mean, math is very important because Eager also beforehand, they had Kret, who did a lot of kind of numbers for them behind the scenes, helped Theory craft a lot of builds. And that's very important because you do see players kind of follow trends, even in the SPL. It's like someone will pick something and it's like they may not understand how it's they know it works, right? But they may not know the math behind it and why it's successful only in certain situations.
But those trends are sometimes started by Zapman.
A lot of times.
Just kind of, but he really highlighted what I think a lot of coaches at home, and if you're coaching teams, I know there's a lot of amateur coaches and challenger cups out there. Keep in mind what Zapman said about the interpersonal stuff, the mediation whenever something goes on. That's some of the bigger roles that Smite coaches have. Your players will learn how to know how to play the game and stuff, but it's very important besides the X's and O's to deal with all the people involved. So one more time, DreamHack confirmed all 3 teams in North America: Enemy, Soar, and Eager will be headed there. Make sure you can get your tickets, dreamhack.se, of course. And right on there in the bottom, Envy and Randozos will have to deal with the relegation process as well.
This is such an interesting split, just incredible, especially looking at NA, how close the top of the teams were. We heard, Zapman talking about it. Just he doesn't think anyone has a clear lead. We talked about it earlier, how they've all traded games off of each other.
Yeah.
There is, I do give Panthera the slight edge heading to DreamHack, but I would not be surprised if they drop it.
No, not at all. It's very, very close. Now, if you're going to DreamHack and you want to wear some Smite gear, or even if you just want to wear it at home, don't forget, livebnfd.com, 75% off everything Smite related. So go ahead and pick up one of your own Pecky's shirts, Pecky's hats, etc. You can represent the team as well. So
it's really his whole wardrobe.
I mean,
it's like half of mine, to be fair. I'm not judging him.
I wasn't gonna throw you under the bus, but these guys they just wear that stuff all day.
I got it free, man. I lived with him.
It all works out, so you definitely want to livebnfd.com, 75% off for that as well. So one more time, thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to tomorrow's games on Friday. We'll be dealing with some of the European action. You've got Fnatic and their magical rotating roster versus Team Dignitas, and then Paradigm taking on Torpedo.
I'm looking at Panthera versus Cringe Crew, though. Cringe Crew in control of their own destiny. They need at least one win here against Panthera to keep themselves in contention. They could potentially force a tiebreaker versus Hungry for More, or if HFM drops some games, they can go just because of that. But they need the one win. They've done it before. Yep. Can they do it again?
That's what I was going to say. It's possible. It's happened. We'll see if it'll happen again tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. For myself, Anatoly, Adonis, Hindu Man, everyone behind the scenes, especially Pecky's, have a wonderful Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.